Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, I am going to be playing with a brand new palette for the first time. Well, it's not like new. It's not like brand new. I mean, it's new to me. I've never played with this palette, but it's really old actually. Like it's been out like this. Let me just show you the palette. I'm going to be playing with the SUBCULTURE palette for the very first time. I've never, ever had a SUBCULTURE palette. This is the only one. I found this at Marshall's and I had literally been wanting to find it for years. Every time that I went into a Marshall's, it was always in the back of my head. Oh, maybe I'll get lucky and find, an old ABH palette, maybe the SUBCULTURE. Bam. One day I found this at Marshall's. I paid $14.99. Now I don't want to tell you how long this palette has been sitting in my collection, but you can be self-assured that it's been well over 6 months. Okay. I really don't remember at this point how long I've had it. I think it's been maybe a year and a half. Oh God, I'm embarrassed to even say that out loud. Maybe it's not been that long. Maybe it's only been a year, but that's not any better. Okay, so I'm going to get into this palette today for the very first time. Now, I've heard that the palettes that have been coming out in recent years at Marshall's, they're not the same like controversial palette from when the palette first released. I mean, they're not the same it's not the same controversial formula from when the palette was first released. It's my understanding that these have been formulated to be more like regular ABH palettes now. And so I don't anticipate that this is going to be all like crazy, like powdery and like poof all up everywhere. It's probably just going to be like the normal level, but I'm not really sure. Either way, I'm excited to check out this color story today, finally, and share my thoughts with you along the way. So yeah, let me get my eyes primed and we'll get started with this look. All right. I truly have no idea what I'm going to do with this color story. I do find the color story very, very beautiful, but a little intimidating. It looks like it's a great, fun, colorful color story for people that like to do one color in the crease and then a shimmer. But I do my makeup a little differently than that. So we're gonna just see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this beautiful gray color here for the first time. That's gonna be is that the first color I'm gonna touch? Yeah. Because I want to use that really pretty teal in the corner. Okay, it is a little powdery, but not too bad. Oops, I said I was going to go in the crease, didn't I? Ooh, she pigmented. Really pretty though. Oh my God, I love that color so much. That is so beautiful. Wow, look at the payoff on that. Like this is nothing new. Everybody in the world has used this palette except for me. I'm literally probably the last person on earth to ever play with it. And that's fine. Yeah, I really like that shade. That's really pretty. I could literally just do that and a little bit of mascara and be perfectly fine with this look. But I do need to blend it out a little more. I'm going to take this clean brush and just blend out my edges. I guess. All right, I'm going to move on. I'm not happy with the way that looks, but let's just try to build on it. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. I'm not happy with the way that that's blending out very well, but let me try to move on. Okay. I'm about to get a little crazy. Okay. All right. I'm going to just take this really dark shade here and kind of like work it into this gray and see if I can get a little bit of a teal accent without getting up onto my hood. All right, I am not liking the way this is looking at all. Let's just see if I can save it. Let me keep working. Wow, there's really only 2 shimmers in here and a glittery satin, like a shimmery satin. Okay, so for the lid, I'm gonna take this color here. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my God, that's gorgeous. That's so pretty. I love that shade. Oh my God. Wow. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at that. That saved that matte big time. Whoa. Oh. All right. Like the way that looks. Okay. I'm gonna take a little bitty pencil into this really dark indigo color and put that on the lower lash line. And I'm just stamping it first so that it won't fluff up anywhere. And then I'll blend it out. What the fuck just got in my eye? Are you kidding me? This eye has been through some sort of a journey this week. Let me tell you. I was eating at a Mexican restaurant with my family the other day, and we were having, I say we, me, I was the only one really eating it. I was having chips and queso, and I was really enjoying my meal. I hadn't been to that restaurant in a super long time, and it's one of my favorite Mexican restaurants. Anyway, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a little piece of chip, like I felt it too. As soon as I bit it, a little piece of chip like jumped up and landed in my eye. I had this piece of chip in my eye the whole day. I was in the restaurant I had long nails at the time. I just cut these nails last night, but I had longer nails at the time, thank God. And I was literally digging into my eye, trying to get this piece of chip out of my eye. I couldn't hack it. I couldn't get it out, and it hurt so bad. And so finally, I just had to like try to keep my eye closed. I had finally shoved it down into like the soft part where it wasn't scratching my eyeball anymore, but I couldn't get it out. I couldn't dig it out. And so it was just kind of stuck there. And then, I don't know, about 8 hours later, all of a sudden, like it moved or something, and I dug it out. Like I stuck my finger in there with my nail and literally dug it out. And I had this huge piece of chip that came out of my eye. It was so big. It was horrible. It was so painful. Yeah, it was not fun at all. Anyway, okay. I really do not like the way my eyes look when I just do a dark lower lash like that. I just feel like it drags my eyes down and makes them look saggy and droopy. I mean, I feel like it does that to all people that wear just a dark lash like that. And that's why I like to bring the darkness up around to the top, because then it helps to just like lift it a little bit. in my opinion. Ooh, look at that. That was so pretty. Okay, I'm starting to understand why everybody likes this palette. Like, even people that don't really like color very much in my feed, they might like it to look at it, but they don't wear it. Like, they do really simple, soft little one and done looks, which I'm not knocking, okay? I lived in those for a long time. All I'm saying is, like, that's the kind of makeup that they wear. Even people that are into that kind of a makeup style have this palette and, like, use it to death. Have, like, tons of pans in it and stuff. So it would be nice if I could join that club and one day hit pan in this palette, because I get so much use out of it. And honestly, I can see me really enjoying this color story. This seems so fun. I wish I would have used it sooner. That's a running theme with palettes in my collection. Anyway, okay. I love the look. I'm almost done. Now I want to pop into this shade right here and put a little bit into the inner corner. Just a nice little touch right there. That one is more satiny, so it's not real powdery. It just kind of stays in the palette. Ooh, that's so pretty. That is such a nice little accent. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to take that same shade and just touch it at the teeny, teeny, teeny top of the brow. Okay, now look at the difference that made. Just that one little accent right there as opposed to this one. Doesn't it just like kind of lift the eye a little bit? It just like visually makes that eye look a little bit brighter and more open. I feel like that's what it does. And that's why I like to do my little arch. I don't really care if it's super out of trend and 2016, the way people like to call it. Like, I don't really care. This is actually more of like a timeless step that makeup artists often use. But the difference in the 2016 trend and the classic version is that, you know, in 2016, we were using super intense, shimmery, like bright, highlighty type brow highlights. Whereas typically makeup artists like more of like a matte highlight for that area. Anyway, okay, I do like that color there because it adds a little sheen of some like shimmery pink to the top, and it's very subtle, but it's just enough to add a little interest. All right, wow, this look really surprised me. I love it. Ooh, yeah, that's the eye look. I'm not gonna add anything else. Yeah, I really, really like it. Did we lose the turquoise color underneath? Maybe I could add a little more, but I don't want to mess up the look. I really like the way it is right now. And I feel like anything else that I'm going to do is probably going to like throw it over to the edge too far. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some mascara, and I'm not even going to add any eyeliner. I'm literally just going to add mascara, and I want to use this mascara for the first time. I have used a sample before, but this is my first time to ever try a full-size one. So I hope it's going to be just like the sample or better, not worse. Ooh, I love a brand new, fresh, beautiful high-end mascara. I'm really partial to high-end mascaras. I do have a couple of drugstore mascaras that I love, that I've come to love over the last couple of years. But I always have been and always will be a high-end mascara girly. It's just how my mom raised me. My mom always raised me on high-end mascara. And that's how I roll. I mean, I did at one time when I was a child have that Maybelline with the green lid, but after she saw that I was using that, she got me like high-end mascara, even though I was a child. And I've literally always used a high-end mascara my whole life, even though they expire 3 months. She's always been, you know, she always taught me be real strict about throwing out your mascaras at 3 months and just replace it. And she always bought me a new high-end mascara. So like, it was just how I budgeted. Like that was the one thing that I did always replace whenever I did start buying makeup. So like I always had a fresh high-end mascara, and then I had my one blush and my chapstick and my eyeliner. And that was my whole makeup. Well, and foundation. Okay, you get my point. I'm scared to do the lower lash line with this brush because curved brushes, sorry, I'm trying to get my hair back. Okay. Curved brushes tend to poke me in the eyeball. And I hate that feeling. So for me, I like to just curve it outwards for my lower lash line and then just use that one part the most. Okay, so there's one coat. I feel like I saw this mascara looking better on other people. Mine just seems kind of dry. Like I literally just watched a video earlier today of Kelly Strack using this mascara for the first time. I love Kelly Strack. Anyway, and hers looked like it was really wet or like a thicker formula, and mine is not seeming like that. This one does not seem at all like the mini one that I had. Okay, there it is. I just needed to like loosen it up and get it on the brush. Okay, I was gonna say, the mini one that I had seemed to have a thicker formula on the brush, and like this eye just went on so thin, like it didn't really have much product on the brush from when I was going in. But I just needed to kind of break up the product and mix it around in the tube to kind of like break the seal. Because yeah, now it's coming out like slightly more wet. Not too wet. It's not like a real wet formula, thank goodness. I don't like a super wet formula because I feel like all those do is weigh down your lashes, or my lashes. All it does is weigh down my lashes. So I'll be really curious to see if this formula for the mascara stays not too dry, you know, because like it starts off kind of dry. And is it going to be too dry in 2 weeks? Or is it still going to be good to hold? Oh, fuck. That was a fail. Thankfully for me, I have a freckle there, so it's easy to play off the grayness. And I have really, really dark lash line today, so that's not going to be too obvious. Okay. Yeah, you can see that gray spot. Even more than my usual freckle right there. It's fine. Okay. I should put on lipstick. This is Stone. I feel like that's Noah. Wait, Noah is my warm one. A Stone. That's my MAC lip liner. My brain is struggling lately, man. If you only knew. Okay. All right, so here's my first look with the Subculture palette. I really like the way that it turned out. I see what all the fuss is about this palette and why literally everybody owns it and enjoys panning it. It's because like if these colors are kind of different than your everyday palette. Oops, I forgot these came with a brush. And they're still like, they seem pretty intimidating. Like it was really intimidating to me to look at this color story. But then as soon as I got into it and started playing with it, I feel like the shimmers really saved it. There's only one really, I've only touched one shimmer really, this one. I can't wait to see what that warmer one looks like. So I think that like for only having 2 good shimmers in here, that they chose some really good tones. One's more cool tone and one's more warm tone. So it gives you a variety of looks that you can do with this. I'm really excited to create a bunch more looks with this palette and see what all I can do with it. So now I want to know what you think of this palette. Do you own this palette? Did you skip this palette? Are you tired of hearing about this palette? This palette is such old news. I know, girl, I know. I am so late to the party on this one. But, you know, that's kind of typical for me sometimes. Sometimes I'm like really early on things, and other times I'm not ready to get into it yet. Anyway, yeah, so I had a lot of fun checking out this palette finally, and I look forward to playing with it some more. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to click the like button. It really does help my channel out so much. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so I can see you in my next video. Bye.